I have told Trump, brother, you are hanging out with the drug traffickers. You even pardon them. And instead, you are attacking those who could help you, if your real objective were to defeat drug trafficking. Who knows more about the Caribbean than we do? Who knows more about Colombia than Colombians? Who are the ones who seize hundreds of tons of cocaine better than Colombia? The next bombings that are now being carried out are in the Caribbean, and they threaten to be bigger because they have militarily threatened Brazil, because they have militarily threatened Mexico, which has a part in the Caribbean, on its coasts of the ancient Mayan civilization. They have threatened Colombia, and they have threatened Venezuela with military invasions. Venezuela is in the Caribbean. It is the place where Simón Bolívar was born. I am president of CELAC, and I want to tell you that at this point, being president of CELAC is good for three things: for nothing, and for nothing. And it has to do, and I think it must be recognized as such, with the fact that these gatherings of nations, of states, of presidents, it is called Copa Lunas, others are called the United Nations, the assembly where we speak, really to isolate Netanyahu from his genocidal idea, but in the end it was two women accompanied by others who triggered the most forceful act, which was to go to Gaza. Not to talk about Gaza, but to go to Gaza. Other parts of the world, including Nigeria in Africa, are already under threat. This reflects a world in which old forms of power, rooted in oil, gas, and coal, are beginning to dissolve. Why is this happening? Because humanity wants to survive. Science has made it clear. As I stated at the United Nations, if we want life to continue on this planet, we must curb the consumption of oil, gas, and coal. Nothing more, nothing less. The evidence is all around us. In the Caribbean, sea levels are rising. Hurricanes are growing stronger because the ocean, absorbing more heat, acts like a pressure cooker, storing energy until it bursts. The same one who fires the missiles and is firing the missiles not because of drug trafficking, not because of terrorism. They call the Palestinians terrorists. Now they call the Caribbean people narco-terrorists. It is not because of that. It is because those missiles demonstrate a control over humanity, so that it does not speak, so that it does not react, so that it does not move as it moved in Europe or as it moved in the United States by millions of people in various cities. The drug traffickers killed hundreds of young people from these islands so that they would not say where the routes are. They were boat pilots because they knew the Caribbean Sea like the Caribs of old. And if the drug traffickers did not kill them, then the United States captured them at a time when they did not kill those who were in the boats. Now also, what is the difference between a drug trafficker who kills a young man from San Andrés so that he does not say where the route is, and a government that kills a young man from San Andrés for the same thing? Is there no difference between the killers? I have told Trump, brother, you are hanging out with the drug traffickers. You even pardon them. And instead, you are attacking those who could help you, if your real objective were to defeat drug trafficking. Who knows more about the Caribbean than we do? Who knows more about Colombia than Colombians? Who are the ones who seize hundreds of tons of cocaine better than Colombia?
These really prime, really wonderful countries, they've had nothing but success. It's because they took so much out of the United States. I mean, it's one of those little problems. I want to see that when we do well, we're rewarded for doing well, not the way it's been for the last pretty long period of time.
Are you asking for finalists to pledge to lower rates? Are you asking these finalists to pledge to lower rates if they become the chair?
No, I'll be asking questions and I'll be able to figure it out.
Mr. President, we have 3 countries sending drugs to the U.S., Mexico, Venezuela, and Colombia. And you talked to the president of Mexico, you already talked to Nicolas Maduro. Have you considered talking to the president of Colombia, who you call a drug dealer?
No, I haven't really thought too much about him. He's been fairly hostile to the United States. And I haven't given him a lot of thought. He's going to have himself some big problems if he doesn't wise up. Colombia is producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories that they make cocaine, as you know, and they sell it right into the United States. So he better wise up, or he'll be next. He'll be next too. And I hope he's listening. He's going to be next. Yes,
Mr. President.
because we don't like people when they kill people, and they sell drugs. They kill them in the United States, and Colombia is a major manufacturer of drugs, meaning cocaine in particular.
You just mentioned potential land strikes. Can you elaborate anything on that? Are you talking
Yeah, I'll elaborate. If they come in through a certain country.
anything on that? Are you talking
Yeah, I'll
Venezuela
elaborate. If
specifically?
they come in through a certain country or any country, or if we think they're building mills for whether it's fentanyl or cocaine. I hear Colombia, the country of Colombia, is making cocaine. They have cocaine manufacturing plants, okay? And then they sell us their cocaine. We appreciate that very much. But yeah, anybody that's doing that and selling it into our country is subject to attack.
So not necessarily just Venezuela.
No, not just Venezuela. No. Yeah.
On Tim Walz, Mr. President, do you think he should resign over the fraud scandal in his state?
And who should?
Tim Walz, over the fraud scandal in his state.
Look, I think the man's a grossly incompetent man. No, I think that Waltz is a grossly incompetent man. There's something wrong with him, okay? There's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes. But this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off, and now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at that, Scott. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Yesterday, President Trump was speaking about drug production in Colombia. He said that the president of Colombia better wise up or he's gonna be next. What was he meaning exactly? And the other thing is that President Gustavo Petro of Colombia responded to that statement by issuing a formal invitation to President Trump to go to Colombia and to see firsthand how the authorities in Colombia are fighting against drugs. Do you think that President Trump would consider that?
Well, that's very interesting. I hadn't heard the news about that invitation. I will let the president speak directly to it on whether or not that's something he would entertain. But as for his comments yesterday towards President Petro, he has been saying some very alarming and frankly insulting things towards the United States of America.